Welcome to all our dear viewers. This is the League of the Genuine with your host, Fred Mwema. Every Friday we're discussing the important but ignored subject of counterfeits. As you can see in my background, we have a beautiful view of one of the ranges of the Mount Elgon. I don't know, it looks short. My guest here will be telling me why I have the short mountain behind me, but we are here in Mbale, Mount Elgon Hotel and Spa, to be specific. For those who recall, we were in Mbale exactly a year ago, when we were doing a baseline survey on counterfeits in the agriculture sector, a program that we are doing with our partners. You said Feed the Future, Inclusive Agriculture Markets. So we are back here in yet another phase of the project, which is commercializing mass media awareness, awakening you, the consumer, to push back against counterfeit. So we have the general manager, Mr. Isaiah Weboya. Right. Mr. Isaiah, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It is ironical that I should be welcoming you to the show in your hotel.
As I likewise welcome you to Mount Elgon Hotel.
Thank you so much. It's so cool here. It has been raining here in Mbale like it is raining in other parts of the country. But anytime it's time to talk about counterfeits. Mr. Isaiah,
Yes.
we have just had here in the hotel an audition of young talent from Bugisu region who have come to participate in the first ever song competition specific to counterfeits. These young people are coming to compose songs and sing about counterfeits. How does it feel to be part of this pioneering event, singing about counterfeits or against counterfeits?
Yeah, I think I'm very delighted to note that this is the first ever event to take place in Uganda, and it's taking place in Mbale for the first time. And I'm glad that you've actually chosen to host the young artists in Mbale to be the first to pioneer the fight against the counterfeit in Uganda.
Okay, it is not just the first event of its kind in Uganda, actually in the world.
Right.
I've not seen any song competition or music competition which does not ask people to sing about anything. But you have held a lot of, I'm sure, you have nice grounds here, music competitions or events here. I would just like to know, have you held specifically any event about counterfeits?
No, not at all.
At the hotel?
Like I said, there's never been any event against counterfeit held in Mbale, and I think I didn't even know that there was actually people like you who are coming out to speak against counterfeit in the country, apart from UNBS that I knew was existing, but had never felt the effect of its work.
So this is the first time as Elgon Hotel, you're having a direct shot at counterfeits. People coming to sing, to have an event about counterfeits. But why do you think this important subject is ignored by us? Why is it that we are not having enough programming and interest in this issue which affects us?
Well, maybe to go a little in detail, counterfeit affects the society. It affects the lives of people. It affects the behaviors of people. It affects a lot of things. But unfortunately, even if it affects us, some people don't know exactly what to do. One, even if I find a counterfeit product, people don't know where to report. And even
Do you know that counterfeiting is a crime?
Well, counterfeiting may be a crime, but how effective are the law enforcers? I mean, you may report a case about a counterfeit, but people don't know the procedures after reporting. And again, even if it's a crime, many people take advantage, or probably people who do counterfeit take advantage of the ignorance of the community or the unsuspecting consumers. So in this case, it's a crime, but it's not well pronounced, or many people are not sensitized.
We've had some auditions here, young, exciting talent from Bali and the surrounding regions. And these young people were asked to sing something, to compose something along the theme of fake is fake. A counterfeit is a counterfeit.
Yes.
You cannot have two ways about it.
Right.
And from what I saw in the auditions, they appear to be quite conversant and aware. There was some awareness about the existence of counterfeits on the market. Do you share the view that music can be a powerful tool to change the mindset of the community against counterfeits?
Yes. You know, music drives very many messages home. They can be bad messages, but there can be good messages. So in this case, if we use music to drive this point home, I believe it will reach very many people, and people will wake up to know that counterfeit is actually counterfeit and it's bad. So I think it's the right direction to choose music, and especially with these young talents, to communicate the effects, the real effects of counterfeit to the community. And I believe it will make a difference.
We are hoping for successful auditions here.
Right.
We shall have a selection of the 10 top songs, which will escalate into another short list of 5, and then it will power into the main event, which will still be here in Mbale on the 5th of May, where we shall have the finale. But that aside, we are in the festive season.
Right.
Good Friday is upon us. Easter is upon us. From our experience, counterfeits circulate into the market a lot during the festive season. What is Elgon Hotel, Mount Elgon Hotel and Spa, doing to ensure that your patrons, your guests, have a counterfeit-free Easter?
I think it's good that you chose Mount Elgon to host this event. And first of all, I would say Mount Elgon Hotel is a counterfeit-free hotel.
A counterfeit-free hotel.
Right from the beginning, I think I've been here for the last 4 years, we noticed a lot of counterfeit products in the market, and partly would be used in hotels. Right from cutlery to linen to foods that we serve. And we countered that.
You mean there is a counterfeit cutlery?
Yes.
The forks, the knives, the...
Yes,
How do those counterfeits look like? How do they behave?
You'd buy something looking like a silver stainless steel item as a fork, but after 2 weeks you find it corroded and rusting. And when we noticed that, we chose not to actually buy most of the silverware from here. We had to import them right from Europe, and some people would go to the factories
in Italy
or Switzerland or wherever and buy, and we import them right to here. Wow. When we came to things that we cannot import, things like mayonnaise, like tomato sauce, like Royco, we decided that we have to actually know what these things are made of, the ingredients of making them. For example, mayonnaise. We knew what was required to make mayonnaise. And here, we make our own mayonnaise. We make our own Knorr cubes, what would be Knorr cubes for flavoring. We make our own tomato sauce.
Yeah, you make your own tomato sauce?
Unfortunately, the tastes differ. Some people who are used to those synthetic tastes, when they come here, they feel, oh, this one tastes different. Can we have the other one? We make our own vanilla essence. We don't buy these things that we buy from markets. We even don't know where they come from. Ugandans produce vanilla. So with us, we actually trace to where the vanilla is grown, buy the cured vanilla from the farmer, make our own vanilla, and make the essence and use it for our pastries. Vinegar. Vinegar is something that is simple to make. When you go to the market and buy the vinegar that is on the market, it's totally synthetic, full of chemicals. So we chose to make our own vinegar.
You make your own vinegar, you make your own mayonnaise, you make your own tomato sauce, you make...
And things like cooking oil, we even trace where the factory is and go and know where is this cooking oil. Like for example,
you make your own cooking oil?
We don't actually make our own cooking oil, but we know where the virgin cooking oil comes from. We go to the factory, they press when we are watching and actually pack it and bring.
Wow.
When it comes to vegetables, a lot of our vegetables actually are grown from our farm here. We had a big farm of even poultry where we would actually do local chicken and local eggs. We have a farm already here. And some of those things come from our farm. All our herbs are grown from the farm. So if you talk of actually counterfeit-free Easter, it should be counterfeit-free Mount Elgon anytime. But for those who are traveling for Easter, actually they'll find a counterfeit-free Easter in Mount Elgon Hotel.
Mr. Isaiah, I find that quite difficult to accept that in Uganda, 200 kilometers from the capital city, we have a hotel that will spare no effort to ensure their patrons get genuine. And I think one of the challenges in fighting counterfeits is the issue of affordability. It might as well be that somehow Mount Elgon has money, it can afford to go to Italy to buy cutlery, it has land to grow its own vegetables and get its vinegar and so on. Do you think every hotel, every other person can afford to follow your example? Is this affordability issue a reason for us not to go for genuine? Tell other hoteliers who are listening, is this affordable?
And what I would like to tell hoteliers is that we are taught to prepare food. And the food, by preparing food, we deal with people's lives. And not only people who are bringing the money to the hotel, but even ourselves. At the end of the day, a healthy guest will bring more business than somebody who has paid a lot of money once and gone away. And in this case, all these things are affordable. Buying the seeds, of course, if they are not counterfeit,
they are fake seeds
genuine
also.
Seeds to prepare a garden and grow salads and grow onions and carrots is easier, is cheaper than going to buy carrots, which have come from a place you cannot trace the origin.
What about the chemicals? Because there are a lot of agricultural chemicals which are fake. Where do you get your chemicals from?
Incidentally, most of our gardens we don't spray. Maybe this region is more blessed, but
there are no pests.
For example, vinegar is easier to use to spray on the plants, and pests die than buying those chemicals that would have come from the market.
So you use kinegar.
We use vinegar
as a repellent for the pests.
Exactly.
I cannot call it a chemical, a repellent.
Vinegar now becomes a repellent to spray on that. We have the ash that we get from the charcoal. When you spread ash around the kitchen, I mean the garden, you'll see very few pests. Incidentally, because some of these chemicals, I think, are sprayed on tomatoes, tomatoes, so that they get more shelf life. But for our case, these tomatoes get ready, we pick them and prepare them. So we don't need bigger shelf life for the tomatoes and even vegetables. And because we continuously grow them, we don't grow them in bulk. We prepare what is enough for a season, and when as these ones get finished, others are growing. And that's basically what it is. But when it comes to cooking oil, for example, okay, let me say we buy our cooking oil from Kumi. This gentleman goes to buy, this factory buys seeds from the grains of sunflower from the farmers in there. From the farmers to his factory is easier for us to go and pick. And if you look at the cost of going to Kumi and getting the genuine product here, it is actually cheaper in the long run than getting the counterfeits from wherever, even if it's within the town, and they are going to throw away the guests. Many of them are going to fall sick and they don't keep coming back. But for us, because we are saying that our cooking oil is actually virgin sunflower cooking oil, somebody will say, let me go to Mount Elgon, or let me go to this particular hotel because their food is, one, tasty, but two, is healthy. So we are at the campaign also of making sure that we are in healthy cooking, not just making money.
So in other words, you have an anti-counterfeit policy. Before we take a break,
Yes.
have you considered maybe going into some commercial farming of these organic products so that you supply other hotels in the country? Because not every hotel has these expansive gardens. Many hotels are built on 20 decimals.
Right.
And it's a hotel. They have no garden. Are you considering that for the benefit of the consumers in Uganda?
Yeah, in the long run, if this will be appreciated, and if other hotels can buy on that idea, one, those who can afford to grow their own vegetables can go ahead and grow. And those who want to buy from us, because sometimes we can have a lot of lettuce here and we have nobody to buy, and then we have to cut it and give it to people who are taking it to the cows and stuff like that. So in this case, if that will be possible, then, I mean, we can do that. But we can still give ideas to hotels that are interested in growing their own
In
vegetables.
how to be counterfeit-free.
Exactly.
We need to take a break. We're back with the second segment of the League of the Genuine Conversations with me, your host, Fred Mwema. I am here at the Mount Elgon Hotel and Spa in Mbale. Interesting conversation here as you are looking forward to your Easter festive celebrations. Mbale is a good venue. I'm surprised the general manager here, Isaiah, he has been talking about having everything organic. I think one of the few hotels that I know of that has an anti-counterfeit policy. So we're continuing here. Isaiah, unbelievable, you grow your vegetables and so on. But okay, those are things you grow.
Yes.
What about the animal products? Where do you grow your goats, if you grow them, or your beef, your fish? Because I can tell you that a lot of the fish from the fish farms is sick because it's being fed on fish meal with aflatoxins, and you don't know what kind of stuff is there. The fish from the lake or river is better. A lot of the beef that we have, the cows are being injected with antibiotics. There's no withdrawal period before you milk. Acaricides are fake. Mount Elgon Hotel, how does it secure its animal products?
You know, in this country, there are certain things that are unavoidable. Like buying things. I mean, you cannot do everything, but you have to buy certain things. I told you sunflower oil, we buy from Kumi, from the source. Fish. The fish that is from the farms, incidentally, we are here to satisfy the guest demands to a certain extent. And we tried to buy the fish from the farms, and it was actually rejected. People refused and said, this does not taste good. We had to think down and say, well, what do we do? We realized that fish that comes in our markets here, probably the handling is not good. And the distance from Jinja, where the lakes are, to Mbale, people will always ask, do you have a lake in Mbale? So what we had to do was to go actually up to Jinja, observe the handling of fish there, and we discussed with the fishermen at the lake.
The traditional fishermen?
Yeah, to be precise, in Masese, and we agreed with the fishermen there. So every time we want to fish, we make an order, and they tell us, come on such and such a day. We go very early in the morning by 6 a.m. We are at the
3 hours
site.
from here to Jinja?
No, 2
and a half hours.
2 hours. By 2 hours we are in Masese. The fish come from the boats. They weigh, others are even still alive. We go with our cooler boxes with ice in bottles like this. Actually, if you go to our fridges, you'll find these bottles filled with water but iced, real blocks. So we get those fishes, put in our cooler boxes, put those ice, close, drive for 2 hours, bring the fish here. Fish is as fresh as from the boat. And then we prepare and keep. And because we made that name, our fish does not take a week. Almost every week we have to go to Jinja to get fresh fish. And that is with the fish. And we get very good fish. With milk, actually the farms that supply milk to this hotel are known. Very good milk. 1 liter of milk, if you sell it to the farm, I mean to the local community, I think they would make about 5 out of them.
They will
so
put
exactly.
water, put cassava.
Because that milk is
butter.
really great milk. That's the milk we use actually to make our own yogurt here. And
what is special about this milk?
No, the milk is properly handled from good cows which are healthy. And when the cows are sick, they notify us so they don't milk from those cows.
Are these private farms or you also have?
Private farms. But we have a relationship with them. So they know what we want exactly. When it comes to beef, we have butchers that supply us fresh beef and they know the parts we want. And the handling is good. So the hygiene from where our products come from to our service, at least there's traceability. In case there was any problem, you know who supplies, you know where it came from, and what could have been the effect of any danger. But there's not been any problem because we've been following that.
But Isaiah, this practice that you're talking about,
yes,
is it a best practice for all hotels, or this is special for Elgon?
It's a basic practice that we are supposed to follow as hoteliers. But of course, people have put money first. They feel going to Masese to bring fish is going to be too costly, so they have to get shortcuts.
Because some people are watching you and saying you have a small lake behind you. No, why don't you just, of course it's a swimming pool.
Yes.
Why don't you just create a pond or a small fish farm and put the fish there?
But we are targeting our consumers. Our consumers will not enjoy the fish from this kind of pond. That's why we have to rather not take this one, but go to Ginger and get the right product, not counterfeit in this case.
So you are telling consumers in Uganda, in Africa who are watching you, that a lot of the food poisoning, sometimes you go to a hotel, you eat food and you fall sick, the whole family falls sick. You're saying that to avoid food poisoning and the contamination in food that can happen in hotels, we should be asking the hotels we go to the source of their beef, the source of their milk, source of their vegetables. As a consumer, you should ask that.
I can chronologically tell you about the product right from the source. If it is milk, from the farm to your cup, how it was handled. All those procedures are there. And those are the procedures that are supposed to be practiced in all hotels, but simply because of shortcuts, many people may not follow that, which we do.
Isaiah, do you therefore mean that not everybody should own a hotel? If I have $1 million now, I should not just put up a hotel. Or if I put it up, I should get professionals to run it. It's a profession.
Preparing food and serving and managing a hotel is a profession. It's not about how much money you have. And it's not about how much you've traveled. You went to Dubai, you went to China, you went to Germany, and you say, no, now because I have my money and I saw this in a hotel, we can do that. That is what has brought many, many hotels' services down.
One of the other things that is used a lot in hotels is soap and detergents. And there are a lot of fakes there. What are you doing? Because you don't manufacture. You're not going to tell me you have a factory for you have a garden for vegetables. You don't have a factory for detergents. Where do you get them? How do you ensure you get genuine?
With food, we are trained to prepare food, and we know the right procedures of preparing food. It will be really counterfeit for us to say we are manufacturing our own soap, because that is not our area of expertise. We deal with the experts. Now, there is where the problem is. The challenge we are having with now things like detergents is the capacity to differentiate between the genuine product
and the fake
one. And now, we are the consumers, plus you, the guests who are also the users of the same gels. You are the ones now, we now have to combine efforts to identify, to have the capacity to differentiate between the genuine and the fake one. But for the detergents, sometimes we feel we are victims because one, we would buy certain detergents, but they end up corroding the enamels of toilet wares, the sinks, and even the floors.
Even causing injury to
and then the injuries to the people. Well,
the people washing, even your guests.
Yeah, for those who washing.
If you wash bed sheets,
exactly,
with those fake detergents, and somebody sleeps in there, they seep into the
now
the
most
skin.
of those are the challenges. The detergents we don't have the capacity to really differentiate, and we don't also have the capacity to manufacture our own.
So why don't you go to the factory? These, like, you can go to Masese, 3 hours away. Why can't you go to near Masese? There is Bidco.
Yes,
they manufacture detergents and soap. Why don't you go there?
Well, I wouldn't say we have attempted, but we attempted to some, where they said we have suppliers. For example, imagine a factory in Ijinja for Nightil, for I think some garment clothes in Ijinja, a garment factory in Ijinja, and then they say our supplier is either in Kampala. So we don't sell directly to the final retailers, but you have to buy from our dealer in Kampala or somewhere. Some of these dealers, not all of them sell the exact things from the factory. They would bring, and others, there are some alteration is on the way. And at the end of the day, well, and I'm not saying that's what we are doing, but many people would end up buying whatever is affordable and leaving this one, which is too expensive. So basically, there are also those challenges. But with factories, I mean, many people don't supply, factories don't sell directly to the final consumer like us.
This, because for me as a consumer, I'm now looking forward to say, look, my favorite destination in Bali should be Mount Elgon Hotel and Spa. But I don't know whether the staff who work here, who will serve me here, get the same benefit like me, the guest. What food are your staff eating? What do they benefit from these organic products as well? Or it's only for us, the visitors, who pay top dollar?
You see, the hotel has a policy of taking care of the health of the employees. And of course, a healthy employee, his productivity is also higher.
Will give me a healthy service.
To give you a health service. What we eat as employees is what you eat. We eat the same beef, we eat the same vegetables, use the same cooking oil. So we use the same milk actually. So there is nothing that is, what is for the guests is actually prepared by other people, and what is for staff, because our eating times are different, is also prepared by other people, but the quality of food we eat is the same as what you eat. So we don't see yours and even admire. I mean, as we
finish this segment,
yes.
Very impressive account of how genuine you are and using organic here.
Yes.
But the big question, price. All this might be coming at the cost of an arm and a leg. Part of the reason why people consume counterfeits is because of affordability, cost. So you might as well be out of range. Your fish, which is genuine from Masese, might cost 2-3 times more than the other synthetic fish, whatever, fish farmed fish. Your chicken, your milk, your hotel. Comment on the cost and how cost has hindered or not hindered to fight counterfeits.
The cost has not hindered us. I mean, actually, we would rather have a very small profit margin and be consistent than going for a higher profit margin and then we lose. Like I said earlier, we want our clients, we want our guests to be healthy so that they keep coming, and that is what I'm meaning by saying consistency, than saying we want a bigger margin and then there's no consistency. So basically, it is a little higher in cost, and actually our food cost is a little above the normal food cost.
By what percentage? 5, 10%, 20%?
By about 5% actually, because 32 to 37 is high. But we say it's better.
But 5% more for a healthy meal
and a
is 100% better.
And a healthy guest and a healthy staff
guest
is far better than the money would have spent, especially for our staff, paying for, you know, diseases that are related to the eating the counterfeit.
So according to you, is affordability a reason for us to have people consuming counterfeits?
Affordability and people wanting to make more profits is the reason why people consume counterfeits. But also you have to notice that many people may also be going for them simply because they don't know what is the difference between the counterfeit and the genuine. So there are also
That
those
could
challenges,
be,
yeah.
but it's not a reason. Affordability should not be a reason
For
us not to go
people
for
who
genuine.
know, yes, for sure. Going for cheap because of, I mean, for counterfeit because it's cheap is actually putting your life in danger. You'd rather go for something that is genuine.
And no value for money. We're back with the third and last segment of the League of the Genuine Conversations with a change here at Mount Elgon Hotel and Spa in Mbale. We are here with the General Manager, Mr. Isaiah Weboya. Mr. Isaiah, it sounds too good to be true. What you are doing here is like music to our ears, for us who are in the anti-counterfeit space. But our viewers might be wondering how you managed to pull this off. Is it because you're a government-owned hotel? Is it because you say you don't care about profit and so on? Who owns this beautiful place and is really giving us this wonderful service and products?
This
is it government?
No, it's private. It's for the foreign investor, a Swiss investor,
a Swiss
who
investor.
cares about the lives of the people. Her interest is to make sure that this community is healthy and is happy.
Who is this Swiss investor? We need to give her prominence. This is fantastic.
Well, I think she's camera shy.
No, what's her name?
I'm speaking on her behalf, Erika Nania.
Erika
Nania.
Erika
She's
Nania.
a retired Swiss investor.
And she retired here?
Yeah, well, she simply comes and goes away. She has employed us to manage it on her behalf. And her interest is to ensure people live healthy and longer, because she's 76
I think we need to blow it for her, really. Big up to her,
Yes.
because I think there is a big challenge in the hospitality industry. What we are feeding on, what the tourists and everybody is feeding on is a problem. So for us at the Anti-Counterfeit Network, we have to really, this is huge, but let's not celebrate yet. If you do all these good things and ensure that we have genuine products in your hotel as guests, there's something which confuses us as ordinary people. We hear there is a 1-star hotel, 2-star, 5-star, 7-star. You must be a 7-star hotel. Going by what you serve your guests here, what star is this hotel and why is it that star?
You see, star confuses people.
Yes, it's confusing.
And you know, like you said, there's a counterfeit. There are also counterfeit stars.
What? There is counterfeit stars?
Mount Elgon Hotel in 2017, I think, Uganda Tourism Board did the classification. And for your information, it was given 2-star.
A 2-star which grows its own vegetables, its own vinegar, its own fish. How can you be a 2-star?
When I came in here in 2019, I say, okay, this is what Uganda Tourism Board gave. Okay, let us be 2-star, but provide 7-star service. And we are a 2-star hotel providing 7-star service, not even 5-star.
No, why don't you appeal? Why should somebody say, because to say you are a 2-star, before I come here, to be honest, I've come to Bali many times. I don't know, I've stayed here maybe 10 years ago. So if somebody is going to give you a fake rating, fake, because that's a fake rating. I can tell you I'm not a hotelier, but considering the standard and the ethics you exhibit here, you cannot be a 2-star.
I think the criteria did not put organic, health cooking in consideration.
If you don't put that for the guests who come to be in the hotel,
the Counterfeit Association should now visit the UTB and include that. Organic cooking, health cooking should be part of the criteria to grade a hotel. I think that will be really healthy. But in this case, with us, we shall continue with what we are doing and probably create our own star in organic cooking, in organic foods, in health cooking.
I am thinking that the Anti-Counterfeit Network should start giving stars to hotels.
Exactly.
Depending on their anti-counterfeit policy.
Certainly.
So if we come and have a checklist of 10 things to see how you're fighting counterfeits, we give you our own star. But there is another area.
Yes.
There is, because we are here for a song competition.
Yes.
We're talking about music.
Right.
One of the most pirated and counterfeited products is music. I don't know how Mount Elgon Hotel scores. The music played here in the hotel, you have to pay royalty to the musicians. Do you know whether you have pirated music on this property? Or how do you secure the music here?
Well, I think that is something that we should give some attention that we've not given attention yet, because one, sensitization. Yes, I know there is there was some patent laws about the
copyright.
Copyright laws about the music.
First of all, who plays your music here?
But
do you have like house music?
We don't play our music. We have a DJ that we hire, and he comes with the music. Now you are really reminding me now to look and check where he gets that music from.
Because if he has a pirated music,
yes,
first of all, pirated,
yes,
and he brings a pirated, whatever you call it,
yes,
something he has just downloaded,
the CD,
and plays it here, that is fake, counterfeit. Maybe you need to check the same rigorous test. If you can drive from here to Masese just to pick a dead fish or a living fish, why can't you check your DJ?
It's something that we're going to pay attention to, but also who are the law enforcers on this? I mean, yes, we don't know. In case somebody is playing the pirated music, whom do we report to? Or where do we get the right music anyway? Whom do we buy music from? That's the information that many of us, the public business operators, may not be knowing. You
are not aware, but
we
for you, you're saying
so
you are willing to be compliant.
We are so much willing to be compliant. And I mean, if somebody composed his music, recorded it, and for us to play for free, I think we would feel we are cheating. And our interest here is to be supportive, to support the community, the growth of other producers of other products. So really, we wouldn't mind paying a penny to hire that music or pay for it.
Okay. Yes, the other area where we have a lot of counterfeits is in card frauds. I have seen cases where some stolen cards are used to make payments, in quotes,
yes,
for services at a hotel. And sometimes the card owner will come and claim back the, like drawback, the money. Do you have experience of such incidents here?
We've not had those experiences, but I think there are procedures. We have policies of payments. One, when you check in, if you are a guest, we take your details. So in the morning, if you're bringing a card that is reading a different name, then that would be a red flag. But we've not gone through that. We've not had that experience. And what we also do is that you pay for what you've consumed. We don't take money beyond what you've consumed. And if you happen to do that, I think we are not able to accept it, because we have a financial policy that governs our operations.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other area of counterfeits that is common to many sectors,
yes,
including hospitality,
yes,
is the byproducts of counterfeits in education. We have a lot of people faking their degrees, their diplomas, and so on. How does Mount Elgon Hotel and Spa put a stop to these counterfeits in education?
Now,
in staffing, how do you ensure quality staffing?
In hospitality, incidentally, we don't consider those degrees and papers much. Yes, you'll bring your paper, but we shall match it with your performance. So we take performance more, and we pay you according to your performance, not according to which papers you hold. For your information, in hospitality, and this country knows, and many hoteliers knows, that most of the people who come from universities and colleges come when they are totally raw, half-baked. And that's why when they come from colleges and universities, they are sent to hotels again for training. And if by bad luck this student did not train from a good hotel, they will never be having the best skills Imagine somebody from the university but went to the wrong hotel or a low standard hotel. The skills are totally different from somebody who trained from a hotel like Mount Elgon Hotel. So in this case, I believe there are several colleges that produce those certificates or diploma holders, but actually they are not giving the services that are expected in relation to their qualifications. So I believe that is something
you are saved
that we
from
need
the counterfeits in education.
Yes.
Because Mount Elgon Hotel is also a hospitality training institute.
We retrain ourselves. We are not an institute, but we are skill-based trainers. Whereas colleges, I think, train theories, which theories, when they come to the ground, they are totally empty. These
but
guys,
the colleges, the hospitality colleges, Isaiah, they train you how to cook an omelette.
well, an
So
omelette
is that
an
theory?
omelette. That is theory. An
They
omelette.
train you how to make a bed. That is not theory.
But then why do they come here for us to retrain them? It means they train them theories and they come here for practicals. And for your information, if you get somebody simply from college and you say I'm employing him as a cook, as a waiter,
They will ban
you'll
the
be
food.
in trouble. You'll have nobody in the kitchen. So in this case, you have to know that the colleges that this country is having that produces hospitality professionals need to do a lot more.
So my question is, have you got any experience of people coming for jobs here with fake degrees or diplomas?
Yes, we get quite a number of them, and of course we disqualify
I hope
them.
you arrest them on the spot.
Well, we don't have that capacity. Like I said, counterfeit enforcement officers
No,
have
but
not
you have
been...
a right of citizens arrest.
Well,
Why you leave, if you got a thief now trying to steal your property, would you leave them to go? You would promptly grab them
we
and
arrest,
call the police.
those ones will arrest and take to police, but tomorrow the police will say, you did not follow up with the case, so this person was given a bond, and that's it. Remember, we're in business. Do you have
work is
time
not
to
to
go,
arrest people.
to go and follow up with the cases at police or serve
I want to
other
suggest,
people?
I want to suggest
Yes.
that in order not to appear like promoting the vice of counterfeiting, if somebody comes here for a job interview,
Right.
first of all, you should put a notice that they must not come with fake papers.
Right.
Anybody coming with fake papers will be arrested on the spot. That way you only get genuine.
Well,
But
it's-
if there is a brave faker who comes, you get hold of him. Why? Because if you leave this counterfeiter, if you disqualify him, and he goes into the market, he will go and serve in another hotel and serve us with counterfeit.
Well, we have our policy, our human resource policy also states that once you're discovered that actually you applied for a job with a fake document, you're actually taken to court and something like that. But we are always very careful. We do background checks, we call even the colleges, we call the former employers, their referees, and that's basically what we do. But in case we get to happen to get somebody
Send
of
the
that
list to
kind,
us at the Anti-Counterfeit Network, and we shall prosecute them.
Perfect.
Because we are here to fight counterfeits in all its forms.
You'll have come to our rescue. And not only about the counterfeit papers and documents, but also counterfeit products that we discover.
Yes.
If you can always be receiving our calls, we shall be so delighted to work
We
with
are
you.
happy to do a partnership with you to push the agenda of getting a counterfeit-free, not just Mount Elgon Hotel, but a counterfeit-free Africa.
We'll be
That's our
so
agenda.
pleased to work with you.
Okay. Before we conclude,
Right.
one of the biggest issues in the labor market is labor productivity. Productivity
Right?
of people. And that is an offshoot of counterfeiting as well.
Right.
Because if you are passionate about what you studied, you love your work, why
Right.
shouldn't you be productive?
Right.
How do you think counterfeits in education is affecting labor productivity in hospitality? You make an order for something, I'll tell you as a customer.
Yes.
You make an order with a staff for something, and they serve you something else. You make an order for black tea, and after 30 minutes it has not come. And you ask the person, they have forgotten. Low labor productivity and counterfeiting. Do you see a synergy there?
Yeah, of course, counterfeiting, like I said, with us we take serious, we are very serious during recruitment to recruit the right people. But if you recruit the people who have the counterfeit papers, who have come with the degrees, and then they are actually counterfeit degrees, and they say, I've employed him as a cook, as a waiter, as a manager, you're definitely going to find those poor service. And this has actually affected the hospitality industry, with many people carrying those papers with a lot of qualifications, but when it comes to real work, they're actually giving wrong service. So in this case, it affects the hospitality, but not only the hospitality industry. All
Every
the
sector
private sector
is affected.
Yeah, is affected.
Mr. Isaiah,
Yes, sir.
you are a son of the soil in Mbale.
Yeah.
Mbale was reputed to be the cleanest city in East Africa. I was checking for this interview, the cleanest city in Uganda. I saw Fort Portal, I saw Entebbe. I was still looking for Mbale, then they called me to interview you. Where do you stand now? And why are you no longer the cleanest? What happened to Mbale?
I don't know where we stand, but I don't think we stand anywhere when you mention cleanliness in the city. But what I would say is that I think it's an issue of the same.
We have the best hotel, potentially the best hotel in the
Yes.
country, in Mbale.
Yes.
But the city around has failed to be the cleanest again.
Yeah, it is the best hotel that is fighting counterfeit.
Yes,
But
which is an act of cleanness.
We probably think that it's the counterfeit-free hotel in a counterfeit
Community.
surrounding. When you talk about garbage in the city, and if we say we have people who collect garbage, and garbage, we pay taxes. With us, we pay taxes, and we pay
for garbage
highly
collection.
For garbage collection, for municipal council, road maintenance, whatever they are supposed to use the money for, you don't know. But if with us, we pay genuinely, and we have a very high record, a very high reputation in the council for being very good taxpayers. But when we find the garbage all over, and they say we pay this money for collecting garbage, it is simply because of the same problem.
Or the clean people, the clean people who were in Mbale before left. No, and other people, you people
But
came.
we are here, we are clean. But we also don't deny the fact that we are living in the counterfeit community, probably, or not the community as such, but the people who are supposed to do the cleaning of the town are the ones who are counterfeit. So is there a
relationship between cleanness and counterfeiting?
Yes.
So we cannot be clean when we are
if there is counterfeit, of course counterfeit is that, is uncleanness, I would say. So in this case, I think the people who are supposed to actually be cleaning the city, and I'm not reporting anybody, but I would think they are counterfeit. I mean, if you are not doing what you are paid for doing, then that means you are counterfeit. Yes, I would think so.
Good Friday is upon us.
Yes.
It is the day Jesus was mocked on his way to crucifixion. But it is also a day, Good Friday and Easter, is a day we celebrate his victory over death. But we people here in Mbale, in Uganda, in Africa, despite Jesus' victory over death, we are still facing death from counterfeits. So isn't it ironical how we celebrate Easter, victory over death, yet we are celebrating it with counterfeits causing us death? Isn't it ironical, this Easter thing?
Well, I would think that there was also counterfeit prosecution anyway. Then, but after death, I think with the resurrection, there was now justice after resurrection. So we believe that this Easter should change the way we behave, and try to have a new idea of looking for genuine things, genuine services, genuine products, and have
counterfeit-free
counterfeit-free Easter.
So can you, we are winding up, it's getting dark, we like the sundowner here, we didn't see the sun. And your Easter message, a counterfeit-free Easter message from Mount Elgon Hotel and Spa to the viewers.
I welcome all the Ugandans and non-Ugandans to Mbale, to Mount Elgon Hotel, for a counterfeit-free Easter celebration and we shall be here to host you. We shall be delighted to see you in Mbale.
Thank you so much. We need to end here. It is growing dark here on the slopes of Mount Elgon in eastern Uganda, in Mbale City. We have been hosting Mr. Isaiah Weboya, the general manager of Mount Elgon Hotel and Spa. Very surprising to learn that this hotel serves only organic. They grow their fruits, they grow their vegetables. Their food is genuine, it is not synthetic. They trace their fish down to the lake. You don't do any fish farming
milk.
food. The milk. So it is fantastic to know that there are places like this which are actually pushing strongly against counterfeits. We would like to end here by thanking you as always for being a good audience, making a date with us every Friday. This is the League of the Genuine show. In case you are new here, the only show that discusses the important but often ignored subject of counterfeits. If you like what you see, what we're talking about, please do remember to subscribe to our channel. We rely on your support. Do share the content. Do put those notifications for the reminders, because we are here every Friday to talk about counterfeits, rain or shine. As always, don't be fake, buy and sell genuine.